Hello, welcome to Word with a Twist. Today we're going to do a tarot deck review and we're going to look at the Botticelli Tarot. And this artwork, I believe, is renditions of a famous painter from the days of old. They say that he also had for lack of better terms, hatred for marriage, supposedly, and some of the cards depict that, which we're going to see here shortly. Anyway, this deck, I think I got it from Llewellyn, and it retails for $29.95. The box itself is a beautiful work of art. The directions that come with it, just your typical what each card means, an example reading, and so forth. You want to do that. It's called the Star of Solomon. As you see there, the different card numbers with their meanings. Ups really means reverse. So when you see the word ups, it's talking about upside down. So Eight of Swords, for example, upside right is self-criticism, inner crisis, righting of wrongs, and upside down would mean harsh reprimands and punishment or shame. Okay, so with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started. But before I do, one more thing to show you is the inserts. So the deck also comes with these two extra cards. I like to use them to protect the cards. I put usually one in the front, one in back. But what's interesting is the back of the cards, it still has the infinity symbol on it, as you can see right there, which I find pretty interesting. And the card stock is nice. Flex is pretty decent. Not too bad. And the shuffle's decent as well. Now, I haven't really used this deck at all. I think I used it one time for a reading I was doing. But other than that, I haven't had a chance to really work with it too much. So we're going to start with the Major Arcana cards here, and then we're going to move into the minors. And what I like to do is compare them card by card in the minors. So rather than just showing you, one suit at a time, I try to show you the different card of each suit at one time. And again, if this is your first time here, then welcome. Thank you for joining me here at Word with a Twist Tarot. For all my amazing followers, thank you for following, because without you, this channel would not exist. So to get started, we have the Fool right here, the Zero. I love the gold in this card. You can see right there as I move it in the light. Has it's just beautiful, beautiful cards. Then from the Fool, we move into the Magician. Then the Two, which is the High Priestess, as you can see right here. Just absolutely breathtaking artwork. Three is the Empress. Four is the Emperor. I'm kind of waving the cards a little bit so you can just see the gold in them. They're just, in person, they're just absolutely beautiful cards. The Five, the Hierophant, religious order, right? Belonging to some type of a doctrine. And I find it's funny is that the Hierophant, even though it's a card of doctrine, it has the five associated with it. As we know, the five is all about what? Struggle. Because when you are caught in the Hierophant stage of the tarot, which is your inner self, you do struggle to try to find what you believe in, what your faith is, and where it lies. And that's why I find these quite interesting, because the majors always align with your spiritual aspect of life, whereas the minors here are aligned with your daily life, task of daily life, different aspects of it. So you have, for example, the coins, the pentacles, which is around earthly things. You have the cups, which are emotional. You have the sword, which is your mind, air. And then you have the wands, which is fire, your passion, your creative energy. Creative energy can also be violent at times too. That's why it's red. Anyway, we now move on to sixth, the Lover's card. And that's just a beautiful rendition of a Lover's card. I find that amazing. The seven is a Chariot. Look at that. Breathtaking. We then have the eight, which is Justice. What I like about this card, she has a hatchet. You notice how it's dominantly women. I think that goes back to what I was reading earlier on Wikipedia, how the artist of this deck, I think it was 1800, I don't know, 1600s. It was a long time ago. I wish I wrote it down, but I didn't. Maybe it was the 1400s. But he did not have great thought of marriage. Then we have the Hermit, which is the 9. What's 9 about? Attainment. And when the Hermit, what's a hermit do? Once he goes within, he then attains the next level of his spiritual well being. After that, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the La Rota, and that is the 10. After that, we have the 11, which is Strength. Look at this card up close. Look at the detail on that. Can you see that? Isn't it just absolutely brilliant, isn't it? Look at the detail in the hand, even. Get close so I can on this camera. And the teeth and the lion. It almost like a face of a man. Look at it really close. And yet the woman's in control. And that red. Look at her hand. She has like a, I don't know what that is, but look above her head. You see the 8 right there? Right there, the 8. Infinity symbol. Beautiful. Then the 12, the Hangman. That's an interesting rendition of the Hangman. But I tell you, these cards could actually be framed and hung on the wall in a collection. They're that beautiful. Going close, look at that. The detail on those cards. Beautiful. Then we have Death 13. You also can see a little bit of religious overtones in these cards as well. Death, La Muerte. Then we have Temperance, the 14. You know what's funny about balance? You have a 14, right? And so that's the 10 and a 4. So remember, a 10 is about a complete cycle and the 4 is about stability. So in order to get the balance, you have to go through a cycle to go back to the 1, which brings you back to the 4, which is stability. But to get through that, you have the 10, which becomes a 1, plus a 4 is a 5. You have to walk through the 5 in order to get to the 4 from the 10. So through struggle and hardship, you then reclaim your balance. And with this card, you kind of see that. Very peaceful, very beautiful. And we have the 15, the Devil. Reminds me of some Celtic folklore. Absolutely beautiful card. 16, the Tower. If you don't accept it, things will collapse around you. You must make change. It will be fast, it will be hard, but the change must come. See them both falling? But in this deck, you don't see a king and a queen, like in the Rider-Waite deck. After that card, we have the 17, the Stars. Hope once again arrives. What I find interesting too is there's 3. It reminds me of the 3 of it's the Cups, Celebration, and here is a star. So you have hope and faith, which then brings the celebration to light. 18, which is the Moon. That's an interesting moon card. There's a little crawfish coming out. What's interesting too, in the back, you have the ship in the back here, water, a fortress off here to the side, and the moon with the angel overseeing, protecting your guardian. It's funny though, even though you know the basic meanings, because the picture on the card, they take on a whole other interpretation, which I find just wonderful. This is the sun, the 19. See all that? Beautiful cards. Then we have 20, which is judgment. You must wake up to the call. And then after that card, we're going to look at the last card, 21, the world. And that is exquisite. Absolutely beautiful. If you're enjoying this so far, please hit the subscribe button for me, because that's how more people can enjoy this video as well and enjoy this deck review, this full walkthrough. Also, drop a comment. I do want to hear your thoughts, because I want to think and hear what you think about this. You think about this. So now we're going to move into the minors, and we're going to start with the aces, or the ones. So with the pentacles, we have 2 angels here holding one of the pentacles. Then we have the Ace of Cups. It looks like the Mother Mary and Jesus is what I'm assuming that's what this represents. And that would be the cups, the Holy Grail. The sword, reminds me of King Arthur. Ace of Swords. And then the Ace of Wands, giving you the opportunities. You bow in humility and in grace, and you accept the gift from the divine. That's the angel right there. After that, move on to the 2 of Pentacles. 2 coins in the grass. The 2 of Cups. The 2 of Swords. Look at that up close, not cool? Contention, strife. Isn't that what the 2 of Swords is all about? That remember, swords are mind cards. Those swords are stuck in the ground right here, so they're in a position of not being on the offense. They're down. They're basically in a position of like, I don't know. They're kind of giving up. They're stuck into the ground. But yet the people are confused. They don't know what to do. So they fight with one another, and that's your mind fighting with you. That's a pretty cool interpretation of the 2. And then you have the 2 of Wands. I'm afraid to even use these cards because they're so pretty. Then we move to the 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Cups. The 3 of Swords. Remember I talked about marriage? That's a woman pulling a guy by his hair. She's like, I ain't having any of this nonsense. That's the 3 of Swords. You're not breaking my heart, buddy. Okay. Then we have the 3 of Wands. After that, we move on to the 4 of Pentacles. Look at that. He's really grabbing on that sack of gold. Not letting any of it go. Could that be greed? Could that be fear of losing what you have? That's all how you interpret the card. 4 of Cups. 2 on the ground. 2 on the rack wall behind her. 2 in front. 2 in the back. With the hand kind of like ready to drop something in that top cup. Anyway, it's an interesting card. You can still here all day and go over this. There's just so much details in these cards. The 4 of Swords. Almost like he's praying, or she's praying, looking for divine guidance. Interesting, huh? Then we have the 4 of Wands. Five of Pentacles. 5 of Cups. Also, let me know, do you like going through the cards in order like this, where we're moving through each of the suits one by one, comparing the the same number with a different suit, or you prefer just kind of going through one whole suit at a time? Let me know. I want to hear your thoughts. Now we have the five of. Now this is interesting. So this card here, you notice it. What do you see in that card? So you see two ladies, one in the front with a weapon in her hand and swords on the ground. A woman in back carrying something on her head. What's she carrying on her head? Is that a head of a man? I think it is. Well, it's a head of somebody. So that's the five of swords. Turmoil, struggle, strife. And then the five of wands. The six of pentacles. The six of cups. Interesting card. The six of swords. The six of wands. Beautiful. The seven of pentacles. Harvest. Do I have enough? The little cherub there, I think what it is. With the grapes, harvesting. The reeds in her hand above her, harvesting. And then the pentacles in the trees. That's a really cool card. The seven of cups. Decisions, decisions. The seven of swords. The seven of wands. Half man, half man, half horse. Interesting. The eight of pentacles. Master of his craft. He's refining one more gold coin here with the seven below. Made to perfection. The eight of cups. It's interesting, like saying a prayer or something. The eight of wands. This is an interesting card. It gets me thinking. Oh, sorry, eight of swords, not the wand. Eight of swords. It reminds me of about somebody who wants penance for what they've done, because you see somebody bound to a pole, or are they bound, or are they self-bound, or are they stand with their hands behind their back? They seem comfortable on their feet, but stiff in their upper torso. But yet they're standing there in the midst of forest with all those swords pointed down. That's an interesting card. Then you have the eight of wands. After that, we have the nine. We're almost done. We're at the nine of pentacles. The nine of cups. Reminds you of the Lord's Supper. It's interesting picture. You have one cup here knocked down, and you have one person here holding their cup in their hand, but the rest of them are on the table. That's interesting. I haven't really studied these cards too much either, but I'm going to. I find them very interesting. The nine of swords, praying in the forest, trying to find that peace because the mind is so confused. Then we have the nine of wands, attained much greatness. And I believe the peacock was a sign of wealth in those days. Now we go to 10 of pentacles. Oh yeah. You have your riches. Everything is perfect. The 10 of cups. I think I get the vibe of holiness in this card. So the 10 of cups, emotion, which means emotional purity. The 10 of swords. I'm not sure I get this one. So they're laying here washing somebody's feet with the swords in the background here, as you can see. But she doesn't seem stressed. It's a peace. That's the 10 of Swords. Then we have the 10 of Wands. So now we're going to move into the court cards. Okay. So we'll start with the pages. They call it the Knave. So the Page of Pentacles or the Knave of Pentacles. The Knave of Cups or the Page of Cups. The Knave of Swords. Oops. Or the Page of Swords. Interesting. Sword is down as well on that one. And then the Knave of Wands or the Page of Wands. Cool card. The Knights. The Knight of Pentacles. No movement. Holding this pentacle in his hand. And the horse is almost like bowing gracefully. Good messages there, huh? Then we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Swords. A lot of movement in the Swords card. He is ready to charge into battle on that white horse. And the sword is in attack position. Let's go and get it, my friends. And then the Knight of Wands. Oh, yeah. He's like a thoroughbred racehorse just jumping into action, ready to take on the world at any cost. No thought, just move and go. I feel like I'm a commentator or something on that one. Horse races. Then in the around the furlong, we have Knight of Swords in first position, followed by the Knight of Wands. All right. Now we have the King of Pentacles. Oops, I'm out of order here. The Queen of Pentacles right there. The Queen of Cups. Writing her emotions in the book. What's interesting with this card is in the Rider-Waite deck, I believe the Queen of Swords, come here in a minute, has a sword pointed up and has like a prayer thing on her wrist hanging down. And on the Queen of Cups, she's holding a cup, same as here, but she's in her throne, seated, looking at her cup, her creation. But here, go back to here, so she's actually writing her thoughts or her memoirs or something in her book, which is her creation. It's her innermost thoughts. It's how she feels, and they're hidden within a book. Only she knows where they're at. Only she can read them. And here's a sword card I was talking about. So rather than the sword being up, it's across her lap. And then we have the Queen of Wands. And lastly, wrap this up with the King cards. We have the King of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the King of Swords, and the King of Wands. You know what I just picked up on just now? It almost looks like this is the exact same person in these paintings. See that? Is it? It looks like it. No, this has a little more longer face, but it sure looks like almost the same person. Anyway, if you enjoyed this review, please let me know in the comments below. Give it a like and please subscribe, because without that, nobody else is going to be able to see this amazing little deck walkthrough. And I'll put the details to the deck below, so if you're interested in maybe picking this deck up. And again, I don't have any connections with Llewellyn, Llewyn, I think it's called. I just buy from them because I enjoy the little scarabs deck that they have. I don't like buying from Amazon, or as of today, Barnes Noble. I ordered some decks today, and unfortunately, they shipped them in a paper bag, and the deck came damaged, which was really upsetting. I waited almost 3 weeks to get these cards. Some new ones I want to review here shortly. So anyway, if you did enjoy this review, let me know your thoughts below. Let me know in the comments below. give a like, and please subscribe. And until next time, all my beautiful, amazing friends, take care, and I will see you in the next video. All right, everybody. Bye bye.